Welcome 人不天真人不谢谢啦。
Delay.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you, Delay, to all you all. Thank you.
Welcome everyone, and welcome also for all the translators. So today we have a Khenpo Tenzin Rinpoche give us teaching. As you know, Khenpo is teaching online almost every day on GBI's YouTube. His teaching is very wonderful. So everyone can go to YouTube to watch his teachings. So on GBI the YouTube, they have all the teachings from Khenpo Rinpoche. So anytime you can watch on there. Okay. Thank you, Khenpo. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We will begin in our yellow Garchin Institute prayer book with the opening prayers. Cindy, if you would like to do, we'll go from page 1 through the supplication of the Guru.
Okay, just English?
Yes, please.
All mothers, sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. All mothers, sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. All mothers, sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. For that purpose, until I attain Buddhahood, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Until death, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. From today until this time tomorrow, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. I take refuge in the Buddhas until I attain the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. May all mothers, sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mothers, sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mothers, sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. an infinite array of worlds, each with 4 continents and the wealth of infinite oceans of realms. If I bring them all to mind and offer them without exception, please hold with compassion all the beings they contain. My body, enjoyments, and whatever I own, my aggregates, elements, and sense sources, my aspirations now and in times to come, as well as everything I grasp as mine. By offering them all, may I be blessed with the end of self-grasping. Completely liberated from the bounds of real and unreal, transcending the names and attributes of arising, cessation, and abiding, coming and going, affirmation and denial, the supreme mandala is the natural state. By offering it, may I be blessed to attain the state of Buddhahood. Om Guru Dewa Dakini Ratna Mandala Prachicha Soha. Namo. To the Guru, the utter purity of all appearance and existence, I offer all appearance and existence arisen as the primordial ground. I supplicate you, may the 3 realms be completely liberated. Please grant blessings to empty samsara from its depths. Lord, with 5 omniscient wisdoms, crown, ornament, kind one, with loving nature, precious protector of beings, heart of all Buddhas, inexpressible by words or thought, I supplicate you from the core of my mind. Bless me from within the state of Dharmata. Bless me to realize this mind, primordially pure and unborn, as the unfathomable Dharmakaya. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the greater and lesser vehicles and the teachings common to both, according to the dispositions and mental capacities of sentient beings.
Tangke tuje shajar zonro, jenjamata deja ponjamba, serja lomba davara jibak, shakje jarbe jardonga janzar, torje janje telo naro dang, mapamala chuje gambo ba, pamotre ba jawan rogomba, Kajulama nanje da joy she Nana tsara tamche da lama lapa la ye jiso zon La son yon den jam se nga laba Tindri ton jindri bege le zor Da ge lo jiso ndo var sinje lap to zor Chua lam don ro var sinje lap to Lam drwa se var sinje lap to zor Drwa ye jiso anja var sinje lap to zor Kange tenjen drwa jong Gapa me ba che pa me ba ta me Owa me ba ndro me ba ta de do me do je me drwa nye je dan ba Zo ba san je ma nan je Dan ba de la shan zar do Tenjen zo ba la ma chi Kuzon do je sen la da 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 ge ju lan pe da ge den ba ta sun je je don ja je ba ndro pra sen je la do so Many Tashdele, the Dharma friends. Today, our teaching is on the 14 root downfalls of Samaya. Actually, in the Vajrayana vehicle, there are thousands of samayas. The reason there are thousands of samayas has to do with the Vajrayana vehicle having many methods to become enlightened in this life with this body. So then, for example, when we receive each empowerment, we have to keep many samayas because the life force of empowerment is samaya. In Tibetan, the word for samaya is tamtsik. Tam means not transgressing a commitment, and tsik means if you transgress, it, then it burns you. But if you do not transgress this commandment, it burns your negative karma. Then there are many root and branch samayas, but it's quite hard to keep these thousands of samayas purely. But the main root samayas are included in the 14 root downfalls of Samaya. So we have to keep the Samayas listed in the 14 root downfalls. So we clearly have to know what are these 14 root downfalls of Samaya. Then it will be easy to keep our samayas. We are practitioners of the Vajrayana vehicle and Sutrayana vehicle. That means that we hold vows and obtain siddhis. These siddhis are received through our pure samaya and pure vows. Then in the Sutarayana, there are lots of vows, but some of these are not relevant to lay practitioners, but we all relate to these Vajrayana vehicle samayas. The reason is if we have pure samaya, then our body, speech, and mind are like a clean vessel. Then the Dharma is like nectar. So we need to clean vessel into which to pour the nectar of the Dharma. Because if we don't have this clean vessel, then no matter how pure and clear the nectar, if we just pour it into our dirty vessel, then this nectar will not this nectar will also become a worthless thing. So if we keep pure samaya and pure vows, they are like the trunk that supports all of the branches and the fruits and the flowers of a tree. So this is very important. But at the same time, if we keep bodhicitta and we generate bodhicitta, we practice bodhicitta, aspiration bodhicitta, and applied bodhicitta, then it's like we save the tree by watering it. So this tree will live long. And this water supports the flourishing of this tree. The leaves, bark, whole of the tree will benefit. Similarly, bodhicitta is very important in our life. Bodhicitta is actually something we all can keep. You don't particularly have to be a practitioner or some higher practitioner or a higher scholar of Buddhism. It is not only they who have the responsibility to keep bodhicitta. Newer practitioners or non-Buddhist must not think like that, as it is not like this. We all need to keep this bodhicitta vow. The bodhisattva vow and bodhicitta, we can keep them in our life. Then while usually we are in samsara, still it will greatly serve us in this samsara and bring us to the doorway of nirvana. Usually we say this precious human life is very rare to get. Of course, there are many ways of describing this, such as the 8 freedoms and the 10 advantages. We have to know this, but the thing is bodhicitta. Bodhicitta can only arise in this precious human life. That's why this life is precious. So we have to generate bodhicitta because all mother sentient beings, especially our Vajra brothers and sisters, they have cultivated wonderful merit since beginningless. And right now they have found this human birth, which is extremely difficult to find. But whoever is born is subject to change and death. And when they die, the cause and result of virtues and non-virtues actions are undeniable. And then they continuously the cycle in the 3 realms of samsara, which is like in ocean of suffering. So also for the sake of our sisters and brothers, we have to greatly generate bodhicitta so that their minds turn towards the Dharma. As it says in Dzogpa Chenpo prayer, from now until samsara is emptied, I will accomplish the benefit and happiness of all sentient beings, who have all been my mothers. So we have to liberate all mother sentient beings, not only for creating temporary benefit. We have to make samsara completely empty. So then, what is the best method or the best thing to do to make samsara empty? It is bodhicitta. So we have to have inspired confidence in bodhicitta, and then we have to generate bodhicitta. And of course, we have to combine any of our practices. Especially right now, we have all these facilities. If we generate compassion, bodhicitta, we can make use of this opportunity. And we know how to generate compassion and bodhicitta. So this is extremely important. But then we did not learn how to generate compassion, how to generate bodhicitta spontaneously. Our knowing is the kindness of our Guru. That's why different prayers often repeat words like the complete embodiment of all Buddhas of the three times, Supreme Root Guru, I pray to you in this life, in the Bardo, and future lives. Hold me with your compassion. May your blessings flow unceasingly throughout the three times. So we have supplicated, we practiced until now like this. Then out of kindness, our Guru blesses us. Out of kindness, our Guru instructed us. And out of the kindness of his heart, the Guru supports us. That's why now we can generate bodhicitta. So we have to remember the kindness of the Guru, and we have to supplicate to the Guru until we become Dharmakaya. Whenever we supplicate, then the Guru is always there. Guru is Dharmakaya, non-duality. As it says in Guru Rinpoche's prayer of the 7 chapters, in the pure line of the unelaborated expanse of phenomena, the nature of dharmata unborn and unceasing, free from past, present, and future. In the wisdom body of a great bliss, spontaneously perfect, free of activity, whose compassion is impartial like the sky. I pray to the Dharmakaya Guru. If we do not lose our strength of supplication, our devotion, then the Guru always remains in the space of our mind. And the Guru's blessing is like a rain. And then the Guru's blessings appear in our mind as beautiful rainbows appear in the space. If we have a great devotion and we have a pure Samaya, because the Guru is Sambhogakaya, and it says in Guru Rinpoche's prayer of the 7 chapters, the enlightened bodies of the Sungatas endowed with the 5 wisdoms individually display the myriad dimensions of compassion. I pray to the Sambhogakaya Guru. And also the Guru is our mind and is at the same time Dharmakaya and Sambhogakaya. But then how he helps us or benefits us is through the activities of Nirmanakaya. Because the Guru enters samsara for the sake of us beings. And then the Guru performs the benefit of Mother Sentient beings with the skills necessary to time and each and everyone. So the Guru always remains in our minds during the three times: the past, present, and future. And not only does he just remain, Guru benefits us through different skills, different methods. So if our devotion is strong, if we do not break our Samaya, then the Guru's activities always remain in our mind. And the Guru benefits us always. In brief, the Guru is the Vajra holder of the heart of practice. So rightfully the 14 root downfalls began with disrespecting the Guru. It says, the Vajra holders have said that the attainment of accomplishments depends upon following a master. Therefore, to treat the master with contempt is said to be the first root downfall. So the Guru is whomever gives us a ripening empowerment or liberating instructions, and who shows you the path of the profound teachings of the generation stage and the completion stage. So if we treat them with contempt, this is the first downfall. Those who practice listening to the Dharma, reflecting on the Dharma, meditating on the Dharma, and tame their own mind and practice the higher view, meditation and conduct, and then they teach others and increase the Dharma and hold the Dharma. These practitioners are authentic gurus. They are authentic practitioners. So if we scorn in or look down on them, then this is the first downfall. In brief, it says in Lord Jigten Sunggun's fivefold Mahamudra, if the sunlight of devotion has not dawned upon the snow mountain of the Guru's four kayas, the following river of the Guru's blessings will not come. So persevere in this mind of devotion. So as we discussed, Guru is the four kayas: Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, and innate kaya. Then we know Guru is Dharmakaya, and we believe in Sambhogakaya and experience the presence of the Nirmanakaya. But then what we don't know is Guru and our mind is the same. Our mindfulness is a Guru that we don't know. We don't know this actually because we don't have enough devotion. When we have less devotion, then we cannot give rise to the feeling that our mindfulness is the Guru. Perhaps we know our mindfulness is our Guru, but we cannot experience that our Guru is our mindfulness. The reason this happens is that perhaps we identify separately and think Guru means this person on the outside who may wear red and yellow colors, and sometimes shows smiles, sometimes displays wrathful actions, or sometimes behaves in different ways. And we point that out and say, oh, that is a Guru. And then between Guru and us, we have make a gap. This gap is made by our thoughts. That's why then we cannot think the Guru is our mindfulness or mind. But if we have a strong devotion, and not only devotion, but through devotion we practice experientially. We meditate, and then we can understand that the Guru is our mind or our mindfulness. The Guru's mind is compassion, bodhicitta, and intrinsic awareness. So that intrinsic awareness and the nature of our mind or the nature of our mindfulness is intrinsic awareness. 7 verses of Tara, it says, mindful mother goddesses, please protect those who have seen the nature of mind, so difficult to realize, but do not habituate it, and so remain lost in negative activities. So it says, Mother Goddesses, who is this? This is Tara, right? So our mindfulness is Tara. Our mindfulness is Guru. They are no different. For example, if you have a red ball and inside it is a space, and you have another yellow ball, inside of that yellow ball there is a space. They still are different because they are different balls, and then they hold separate spaces, But if we break these balls, the space inside them is non-real. So I made this example because since we have dualistic thinking, oh, this is my guru, I am ordinary person, and then we respect to guru, but still we have dualistic thinking. Then dualistic thinking separate guru's mind and our mind. So we have to know that guru is always remain in our mind, but guru does not remain in our mind separately. So guru is, if we can arise bodhicitta instantly, that is a guru. If we arise compassion instantly, that is a guru. And if we can rest in Mahamudra for a little while, this is our guru. So that since we realized that, then we realized guru's mind and our mind are inseparable. And then we can bring guru's blessing. So this is very important. And then we cannot even say that these spaces in the balls are same when they are remain separately, because it is beyond same and different. That's why this is one way how inherently the guru's mind and our mind same. Pamudrupa said, if the guru is not recognized as Dharmakaya, a recognition of oneself as Dharmakaya is a lip service. Lord Jitin Sungkung said, if the guru is seen as an ordinary being, one may have a higher realization, but you are led astray by experience. One may have a perfect experience, but be influenced by sleepiness. One may look like a Dharma practitioner, but be dominated by afflictions. One may look like a disciplined person, but have broken Samaya. So the best thing is we have to recognize our mind is a guru, and guru is embodiment of 3 times Buddhas. If we cannot recognize it, still we have to remember the guru's kindness. As it says, the pledge of the Father Tantra. In the Samayas of the secret mantra, in the King of Compassion, Father Tantra, in the Queen of Core Emergence, Mother Tantra. It is said that supreme and ordinary siddhis and all the results from the base and path. Without having devotion to the Guru, none of these result will arise. Haven't you noticed this? So we are so grateful to our Guru at all times. First, Guru helps us to open the wisdom eyes to see the karma. What is the cause and what is the effect? Second, the Guru helps us to understand our Rigpa. What is Rigpa? So Rigpa, according to different types of philosophy, means the same as consciousness. But in our way of practice, it is different. Rigpa means our naked intrinsic awareness or clarity, our luminosity. So then this Rigpa is the essence of our mind. This is beyond death, beyond birth. It is colorless, formless. So that it colorless means there's no attachment. That it is formless means there are no exaggerations. There's no death means there's no suffering. No birth means that happiness is not temporary. This innate mind or naked mind or Rigpa is our real nature of mind, our Dharmakaya. So, who introduced this? This is introduced by our Guru. As Gampopa said, the essence of my ordinary mind is Buddha, but I did not know it. I have only known it through the introduction by Lord Buddha, who comes in the form of an ordinary person, who is Milarepa. So, where we find this intrinsic awareness or naked Rigpa is in this ordinary mind. That's why we inherently have this Buddha nature. Dromdumpa also said, I already know my essence of mind, but I didn't know until my Guru introduced me know it. So that's why no matter how advanced to your practice is, you still have to follow a Guru to recognize the essence of ordinary mind. It is only the Guru's kindness that helps us to realize. So Guru helps us to become instantaneously enlightened. The Guru helps us to instantaneously become Buddha. So what we need more than anything else from the Guru. Then how do we realize the essence of ordinary mind? As Milarepa said, I, the yogi Milarepa, look nakedly and see the essence. What I see is beyond concept. What I see resembles space, free from motions. Resting still, I realized the true nature. All things are empty. Their empty essence is what I realize. Resting loosely, letting go ordinary wisdom holds its ground. In the river of awareness, the mud settles down and the brightness shines. I take my concepts and throw them away. Recollection and thoughts are cut. The deep abyss of the six realms has been sealed completely. That's over for me now. I know for sure my mind is Buddha, so there is nothing I need to gain or achieve. When realization shines from inside, it's like when the sun's light shines on the night. All my thoughts, the whole collection, and disturbing states of mind, without effort, in their own place, disappear and are now gone. And second, it says, to transgress the words of the Buddha is said to be the second downfall. This means if we already have liberation vows, the Bodhisattva vow, and then the tantric vows, Tantra vows, or we already have the refuge vow, then if we don't know what to observe or keep in order to remain purified, and so your delator and these vows, and also Buddhas and Tathagatas and Sungatas, they become enlightened through their power of bodhicitta and their power of compassion, the power of emptiness, Mahamudara, and Dzogpa Chimbo, and Madhyamaka, so they became enlightened Buddhas. But to become an enlightened Buddha does not mean they become unconscious or just feelingless. It means they become like the sun. Whenever the sun rises, then it has light and it has warmth. The sunlight helps to remove this darkness, and then people and these mother sentient beings, they can see, they can work and walk, and because of the sunlight, many plants and human beings get lots of benefit from the sun's warmth. Similarly, Buddha became enlightened and then attained Dharmakaya, but still radiates like the power of clarity radiates Nirmanakaya, and the power of bliss radiates Sambhogakaya, and the power of compassion and bodhicitta radiate many Nirmanakayas. Lots of bodhisattvas and so on. Through these, the Buddha benefit all mother sentient beings in different ways. For example, not always showing perfect conduct. For instance, the Supreme Buddha is like a role model, as he displayed perfect conduct and so on, and through this path became enlightened. They display but some Mahasiddhis and Bodhisattvas, they display different actions for the sake of disciples, for the sake of mother sentient beings, liberation. It means some Bodhisattvas appear as bridges over a big river, and they appear as flowers for someone who likes them, and take rebirth as dogs, cats, and other pets or other animals to benefit all mother sentient beings, and for the sake of liberating them. Now at this time we cannot see these, how they are appearing to benefit us, and we see them in different ways, and then we criticize or we look down or on them. Some of the Buddha's scriptures especially point out that Buddhas reincarnate to benefit beings. But if we don't care about that, then this is the second downfall. Sometimes we try to follow Buddha's instructions and Buddha's teachings, but we can't exactly adopt virtues, and we can't reject non-virtues. So all of these times we transgress the words of the Buddha. So we have to know how we can usually accumulate virtue day and night. If we combine our mind with bodhicitta, then our actions and speech transform into virtue. Even our sleeping and dreams, they also transform into virtue. For example, if we practice authentically, then sleeping is transformed into luminosity, and dreams transform into clarity, and so on. But if we don't follow exactly these rules and regulations, basically the Buddhist rule is we trust cause and effect. And when we don't observe this rule, when this principle, the law of karma is broken. Whatever we do is non-virtue, and then that means we are transgressing the words of the Buddhas. That's why we have to do confession. Whether we accumulated virtue or non-virtue, still we can confess and purify. And if we don't engage in non-virtue, then our virtue will increase like a waxing moon. If we did make some mistakes, then they are purified, and our virtue and the dharma remain pure and clear. We try to have pure appearances in our mind. The principle is we try to purify our own mind, and as Guru Rinpoche said, all appearances are the Guru's form. How wondrous is paramodal existence! All sounds are the Guru's speech, inseparably united, wind, and mantra is the paramodal melody, nada melody. All thoughts are the Guru's mind, originally pure in the paramodal Dharmakaya. So we try to see all kinds of sounds are forms, and our thoughts are the Guru's body, speech, and mind. These will help us a lot to practice pure perception. Actually, authentic Guru will not perform impure actions or negative actions, but from our side we try to keep a pure perception as much as possible, especially as we are Vajrayana practitioners. So especially right now we are talking about Vajrayana Samaya, and pure perception is very much engaged in our Samaya. If we have ordinary perception, then we see many ordinary things, and then we see lots of mistakes and lots of wrong things, and then it is very difficult to see them as pure actions and pure sounds. Harsh words and those kinds of sounds are very difficult to transform into mantra. But we already practice on it, especially in being mindful. This text says, all sounds are mantra, all appearances are Guru's form, and one's thoughts are Dharmakaya. Dharmakaya. This has a great benefit. We don't see others' thoughts, but we experience our own thoughts. And our thoughts bother us a lot because of anxiety, being upset, sadness, and jealousy. All of these things are suffering. So we have to purify them. Then third, it says to be angry with our Vajra brothers, brother or sister is the third fault pointed out. Actually, there are 4 kinds of Dharma brothers and sisters. First, all mother thinking beings are our brothers and sisters because they all have Buddha nature. So we have to keep Samaya of Bodhicitta between these brothers and sisters. Second, all Buddhist brothers and sisters are our Dharma brothers and sisters. So we have to keep Samaya with them, which means we shouldn't criticize each other, we shouldn't be jealous of each other, and especially we shouldn't be angry with each other because we are all followers of one Buddha, and we all believe in karma. We are all under the law of karma, so we have to respect each other instead of being angry with each other. And then third is our brothers and sisters of same lineage. We all have to keep Samaya, which means we don't destroy each other, we don't harm each other, and we have to respect each other because our practice is the same practice. Our view is the same. For example, our view in this Drikung lineage is or Kaju lineage is Mahamudra. Especially in this Drikung Kaju lineage, our practice is fivefold Mahamudra, and our main teaching is the single intent or Gongjik. And we all have to practice the 6 yogas of Naropa. And then the 4th brothers and sisters are our fellow disciples. We all follow one root guru, and we practice in one mandala. We receive empowerment from the same Pumpa. We receive the same blessings, and so we have a special Samaya. Our Dharma brothers and sisters are not only our brothers and sisters in this life. Actually, our biological siblings may be very important, but Dharma sisters and brothers are really the most important. And we have to respect each other. We have to help each other, because with our Samaya, our relationship is maintained until enlightened. Basically, for all mother sentient beings, we have one Samaya, which is intrinsic awareness. It is the same as Buddha nature. As practitioners of the Bodhisattva path, we have the particular Samaya of our Bodhicitta. Similarly, with the individual liberation or Bhakti Moksha practitioners, we all have Samaya, and especially Vajrayana practitioners have a special relationship. This relationship is a very important, very powerful and beneficial relationship from lifetime to lifetime until enlightenment. So if we receive many empowerments and do many Dharma practice together for a long time, then we automatically have a special relationship and Samaya. Then if we look down on or scorn our Vajra siblings, then this is a very serious non-virtue. As Shantideva says, if of such a gathering of supreme excellence, a training part appeared in sentient beings, the 3 words making difference, 3 making offerings to them would be a very little things. So this part is actually, if you arise angry emotion instantly, at that time it broke your virtues of 3 times. It says in the Shantideva's Shantideva says that, but we have to understand their meaning, because someone think, oh, it then one time I arouse my angry emotion, so maybe no, I have nothing, any virtues. Maybe someone thinks like that, but this means it's the angry emotion block to ripen the result of your virtue. because angry emotion is a very strong emotion, so then it cover these your virtues and the result of virtue. But one time will repent this result of your virtue, because this is karma. Karma never betray to us. But at the same time, you don't ignore to your angry emotion when this is arising. Perhaps you think, oh, angry emotion destroy virtues. It does not mean it completely remove my virtue. It means it only cover for a little while. Then through this understanding, it will possible you just let arise many angry emotions. So you have to utilize your own spiritual wisdom, and then we have to realize the karmic cause and effect, and through this way, if we practice, then we can we can create many benefits through our bodies, action of our body, speech and mind. So this emotion of anger is a very serious non-virtue, and to be patient is a very powerful virtue. We have freedom now. We can be patient or we can be angry. So this is in our hands. Actually, anger has another quality. When we are angry, it can cause a heart attack, because when we are angry, all the inner words, inner winds gathering together in area of the chest, and then it can cause a heart attack, because this wind is the wind of afflictive emotion or negative wind. Negative wind. Often we say these three poisons are the cause of three diseases. Anger is the cause of gallbladder disease. So we should try to be patient after knowing the faults of the emotion of anger. But then sometimes we are just being an angry person one time, two time, and then one day, 2 day, and then it continues continuously, and then it becomes familiar. So we become a meditator of anger. Negative things can be so familiar, and positive things can also be familiar. Meditation does not always mean you close your eyes and remain in one place. Meditation means you repeat one thing often. So then it becomes completely familiar. So anger is a very harmful emotion to us. Anger burns our peace of mind. So we have to conquer anger, especially in the Sutrayana way. There is an antidote, which is patience. But in the Vajrayana way, however, we don't say we have to conquer the emotion of anger, but we have to become naturally free from anger. which means we have to see the essence of anger. If we can see the essence of anger, then this is a clarity, or the result is a mirror like wisdom. To practice, to become someone who can see the essence of the emotion of anger, when your anger arises, you are mindful. You acknowledge that, and then you change your focus. Don't focus on someone else, and especially not on their faults. You just focus on the on ahong syllables. For example, between your eyebrows or your forehead, there is a wet om. At your throat is red a, and then move the blue hong at your heart, and then you scan and repeat it. Then your winds of angry emotion scatter, and then you will calm down. You will be less angry. Or sometimes if you direct your focus to wet on your forehead, it will help. And especially at that time, if you visualize your Yadam deity and the Guru and supplicate the Guru, then it will melt your anger. So the best thing is to see the essence of angry emotion, and then you can become free from anger naturally. And then you will achieve the mirror like wisdom. Okay, then next is the fourth Samaya. It says, the Buddha taught that to abandon love for any beings is a fault. So if we abandon love for any beings, this is the fourth downfall. Sometimes we see other people, or people look down on other people, and not just to people but to other sentient beings as well. When you see this happen, if you rejoice in it, then you break your Vajrayana Samaya. Actually, Bodhicitta is the life force of the Buddha Dharma. For that reason, you should keep it like your heart or your eyes, and take care of it like your eyes. Especially since you have these tantric vows, you must be careful of each and every motivation. And if any single moment malicious thoughts or covetousness arises, immediately purify it. To break this samaya, you don't have to act physically. You don't have to use harsh words. But if you only rejoice when someone harms other person or kills other beings, then at that time you break this samaya. You need to be very, very careful. Sometimes it looks like Vajrayana practitioners have a lot of freedom. It seems whatever they do is okay. And Bhakti Moksha vow and other refuge vow, and practitioners are not allowed to do whatever they want. It seems like that, but it isn't really like that. When you see some practitioners do everything and it seems okay, it means they are free from thoughts, from all negative thoughts and negative perceptions. But since you have ordinary perceptions, then you have to be careful, more careful of Vajrayana vows than others, because they are easier for you to receive than the other vows, because it is easier to receive the Vajrayana vows, because you participate in the empowerment, you repeat a few lines, you receive the 20 vows. But they are easier to break than other vows. So be very careful. And also, if you break these vows, then the result is very heavy. There will be serious suffering. You can break this Samaya just with negative motivation. But the result you will experience will be the hell realm or lower realms. I don't want to scare you, but you have to think carefully about this Samaya. And if you keep your Samaya, the power is that with one life, with one body, instantly it will help you to become enlightened. And then fifth, it says to abandon bodhicitta, the root of the Dharma, is fifth. You should think that through the power of your bodhicitta, you will liberate all mother sentient beings from the sorrow of suffering. This kind of thinking or mind is real bodhicitta. There are three kinds of ways for bodhicitta to arise. One way is to arouse bodhicitta like a king, which means like someone who becomes a king and then takes care of all his kingdom and people. Similarly, you practice bodhicitta to become enlightened first, like Amitabha Buddha, and then you create a pure land and liberate mother sentient beings and invite them to your pure land. This is one way. The second is to arouse bodhicitta like a herdsman. That means you don't expect to become enlightened. Even if you have to be reborn in the hell realms and the lower realms for the sake of mother sentient beings, still you will be patient. You will accept it. And even if you have to commit some non-virtue for the sake of others, you accept it. So you will liberate all mother sentient beings, like herding sheep inside the fence, and then closing the gate so they are protected. The other way is like a boatman, or how ship's ship's captain, right? Captain cross from this side to the other side with the passengers. Then you are all protected protected from the water or ocean or river, because you are all in the boat, and then you all cross the river or samsara together like that. When you arouse bodhicitta, there are countless mother sentient beings. So then if you give up, you think, oh, it is not easy to liberate mother sentient beings, and then you give up bodhicitta, or you grow disheartened, thinking I won't be able to liberate all mother sentient beings. They are countless. Whenever you lose courage like this, you will incur the fifth downfall. Of course, if we lose our bodhicitta, it is a non-virtue, or even if we just become discouraged, we still commit a downfall. That's where the tantric vows are hard to keep, it seems. But we can keep them. Them through purifying, and that is the best way to keep them. If we can keep tantric vows, it has such a wonderful benefit. Still not finished. I think. Let me see. Okay, we go one session, and then. Okay, then next is the sixth downfall. It says, then to belittle the teachings that are one's own or others' philosophical beliefs is the sixth. To belittle the teachings of others' traditions or our own tradition is a very grave fault, and it's even dangerous because it breaks religious harmony and destroys relationships and the peace of the world. In our Buddhism, we shouldn't think, oh, Suttarayana is not good, it is low, and Vajrayana is very good, it is the highest, or something like that. If we have this kind of ordinary discriminations, then we break Samaya. So we all have to keep our perception and pure perception and respect each other. We should all try to focus on the good qualities of all religions. Try to pay attention to their good qualities, will benefit the peace of the world, and will help us keep our Vajrayana Samaya. So there is no reason to commit non-virtue and break Samaya. So this is very important to keep Samayas purely. Okay, so now we will take tea break. If you like coffee, then coffee break. And thank you very much for joining. And please arise bodhicitta, and we do a short dedication together. Chancho senjo renpo ma je ba na je je ba nyam ba me
May bodhicitta, the precious and supreme mind, arise in whom it has not yet arisen. Where it has arisen, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher.
So can we come back at 10 Arizona time 10:45?
Yep, so we will take a 20-minute break, and we will see you back here at 10:45 Arizona time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Khenpo.